Hi folks, and welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover. This week, Corinne and I are off to Calf Creek Falls. We had a wonderful couple days there hiking the trail and shooting the falls in the morning. The video is going to be concentrated on the falls. You're also going to notice there's going to be a fair bit of overdubbing. For some reason, our microphone failed in the field and we didn't notice. So a number of clips have no sound. Sorry about that. Hope you enjoy the video anyway. And if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate the support. Corinne and I are out for a little walk tonight. It's been a really hot day, and we're just getting a little stroll in as the evening comes on. In addition to the camping, there is also quite a lot of parking for day use. During the season, this parking lot is very, very busy. However, because I think it's so hot and it's the Monday after Labor Day, it is Labor Day, that it's not so busy today. So keep that in mind if you're coming for a visit. The campsites are really not meant for vehicles over 25 feet. Anybody coming into the park should take this sign very seriously. Although most people come here because this is the trailhead for the lower Calf Creek Falls hike, the park itself is actually quite lovely. It's definitely worth spending some time meandering around the park along the little roads and paths. And don't forget to cross the suspension bridge across the river. It's a lot of fun and it's definitely worth spending some time, maybe even have some lunch here. The forecast for the next day was to be about 100 degrees. So we were up early and on the trail trying to beat the heat, and it was definitely a good idea. Well, we're out early this morning. It's just civil twilight, civil sunrise, and we're out on the trail. It's a pretty sandy trail, pretty easy to find, pretty easy to walk on. The only challenge we've had this morning is parts of the trail are pretty overgrown with goldenrod, which can make it a bit of a challenge. Anyway, it's a nice morning, very pleasant temperature for out for walking, and I'll talk to you again in a little while. The terrain on the trail is absolutely beautiful, so remember to spend some time, take lots of water, and take lots of breaks to enjoy it. Oh, and I almost forgot. Don't forget to watch for some really interesting wildlife along the trail. A number of folks asked us how long it took us to get out to the waterfall from the trailhead. On the day we did it, it took us about 90 minutes, but that was primarily because we started in the dark and we moved much slower when we're hiking in the dark. As the light came on, we moved a little faster, so that's something you should add into your calculation for hiking out. And the payoff for the hike is huge. This is an absolutely gorgeous desert waterfall.
One of the nice things about working at Calf Creek Falls, the lower Calf Creek Falls, are the options for composing a picture. For most people, the most obvious photo is here, directly in front of the falls, and you get as much of the falls as possible by putting your camera in a portrait orientation. If you don't include any of the trees and around the nearby vegetation, then you can do a fairly shutter speed and make that waterfall milky white. Another option for doing your composition is to back up into the trees a little and use some of the arching branches and vegetation to frame your picture of the waterfalls. You can either use just a solitary branch or back up and use a whole tree limb. Here I've got my camera set up with just some of the tree branch into the left side of the camera. Now, there's quite a bit of breeze generated down here, so if you do this type of composition, you may be looking at having to increase your shutter speed so that the leaves don't blur.
Another really nice composition that Corinne found was through this pair of trees that form a V. The challenge with this composition is kind of getting the waterfall lined up and not having the tree way over on the left-hand side show up in the photograph, or for that matter, the trees way over on the right-hand side of the photograph show up. So it's a bit of a balancing act. There's no way to get this completely perfect. Corinne set it up so that the waterfall was more into the middle of the V. I took a very similar shot, but actually had the waterfall running down the right-hand tree into the lagoon. So both shots kind of work, and they're both lovely, and here they are.
Another composition option out at Calf Creek Falls is this landscape orientation, where you come far over to the left side. You have the waterfalls cascading into this emerald green pool and a nice little grove of trees over there to the right. And that makes a nice balanced picture.
Well, Corinne, what did you think of that shoot this morning?
It's a really nice spot. Unlike other waterfalls, it's got a lot of composition options.
Yes, that's actually really unusual about this particular falls. There's all kinds of things you can do with it, and it's actually a lot of fun just to experiment. Some of them won't work, but nonetheless, they're fun to try.
Yeah, and we got here, the light was okay. It hadn't come up over the canyon wall yet. We didn't have too much time, maybe half an hour, and then the sun was just too bright on the wall.
Yeah, it's once the sun comes over the horizon there, or at least over the canyon wall, the light in the canyon starts to bounce around a lot. At first, it's really pretty, hard to shoot, but really pretty. And then very quickly after that, it becomes quite harsh. And really, the top of the falls is super bright, and the bottom of the falls is super dark. And really, it's just not worth the effort.
Yeah, we came first thing in the morning, but the other option is to come late in the day, and you'll get the waterfall when the light is on the other side of the canyon, so it won't be quite so bright.
And the canyon's really interesting because there's so much greeny moss and reddy gray stones on the wall. It gives the canyon quite an interesting, really quite beautiful subtle light once the sun is down below the canyon top. And of course, after you finished your shoot, you have the walk home. Make sure you leave yourself lots of water, take some time, take lots of rest stops, and just really enjoy the canyon. So we sure hope you folks enjoyed this video today, and if you did, we'd sure appreciate a thumbs up.
And if you'd like to see more of our videos, we sure hope you'll subscribe, and we appreciate everyone who has subscribed already.
And remember, if you want to know when we release videos, hit that little bell button.
And we love to hear from you, so give us a comment or a question down below. We'll be sure to respond as soon as we can.
And until next time, bye for now.
Bye for now.